Hello, hello, hello. So I think I want to hear that last note. At least let it get started again. Boom, boom. There we go. All right, I'm good. I'm good. All right. Hey there, Cyberhoot crew. Welcome back to another episode of Shoot the Hoot Raw. I'm Chuck T, your chief code editor, and today we're diving into a topic that's been a long time coming. You asked for smarter training, more precision, less spray and pray, and more teach the right user at the right time with the right fish. Well, guess what? It's here. This episode is all about targeted phishing assignments, how you can send HootPhish and AttackPhish training to the individuals who need it most when they need it the most. Whether they've clicked something sketchy, ignored a red flag, or just need a refresher, we've got a smarter, faster, friendlier way to train. So grab your coffee, silence those slap pings, and let's get into it. Okay, today's flight plan is locked and we're ready for takeoff. First up, our 5-minute rant. We're diving into targeted fish training with CustomHoots because not every user needs a sledgehammer when a scalpel will do. Then we're hitting you with the Cyberhoot Nerd Update, what we launched last week while I was off the grid, and what's landing tonight that makes your lives easier. After that, it's time for our open mic Q&A, your chance to ask us anything, even what Carl's been doing with all those unread emails. And finally, buckle up for a hoot-worthy horror story that's all too real. The personalized fish that paid off. Spoiler, it involves a well-crafted email, a little too much trust, and a very, very, very bad day. All right, so you know how not everyone in your office needs a fire drill refresher every Tuesday, right? Well, same goes for fishing training. With CustomHoots, we give you the power to send AttackPhish or HootPhish training directly to people who need it instantly. No paperwork, no megaphone announcements, no Carl saying, wait, was that real? This isn't about embarrassing someone for clicking a bad link. It's about helping them spot the next one. All right. So, in fact, studies show us that spaced and targeted reinforcement improves long-term retention far more than one-and-done training, often boosting recall by 50 to 100% over time. Blanket training can't always do that, especially if the blanket never reaches the person shivering in the corner of Clickville. CustomHoots play nice with your existing automated training. It doesn't replace it. Think of it like an extra booster shot for your cyber immunity system. All right. We built this feature with one goal. One goal. Coach your people. Don't call them out, unless you're Carl. Just kidding, Carl. And the best part, we're just getting started. More targeting options, smarter follow-ups, fewer chances for that, oh no, I did it again email. Because security isn't one size fits all. It's one chance to help at a time. But when would you use this precision fish testing? Not everyone needs the same lesson at the same time. And that's exactly where targeted fish assignments shine. Let's say Carl puts a shady email, again, bless his heart. Instead of sending the whole company back to fishing school, you just assign a AttackPhish or HootPhish to him directly. That's coaching, not calling out. Or maybe your finance team is onboarding a new person. A perfect time to test their phishing radar early, before the wire transfers start flying all over the place. You can also use it to follow up risky behavior, like when someone almost forwarded sensitive info, or someone fell for a fake DocuSign again. Another great use, when you send out a big compliance update or new policy, follow it with a custom fish, test to see what stuck, right? And if you've ever wondered whether that last training really worked, targeted follow-ups let you test retention with a single click. This isn't about turning people into suspects. It's about turning moments into opportunities. Next up, I'll show you exactly how it works in the live demo. All right, so let's get tactical. You've got someone who clipped the fish, maybe twice. Looking at you, Carl. You know you've done it. Now what? With our latest upgrade to CustomHoots, you can instantly assign an AttackPhish simulation or a HootPhish training straight to that individual. No need to wait for automation to catch up. No need to send it to everyone. Just laser-focused reinforcement, exactly when it matters and to whom it matters. This works alongside your automated program, not instead of it. Think of it like a precision airdrop of knowledge, or a cyber coaching moment with a big hug. You'll see how easy it is to choose from our growing library of training and fish templates. Assign them with just a few clicks, and even preview what the user sees. You can track engagement, seat completions, and reinforce the right behavior right when it counts. Let's jump into the demo. It's demo time. All right, I'm gonna remove this from the stage, add this to the stage, and we're gonna keep moving. Okay, so you guys are probably mostly all familiar with autopilot by now. So you're familiar with the traditional, the way we do our automated training. Look at this side as the automated side of the house. You go underneath your individual tenant, customer, location, etc. Go to your settings, and underneath your settings, you've got, your training and threat monitoring, right? So just going back here to make sure we're good. Yeah, we're good. All right, so here's where your training and threat monitoring is. This is all the automation. You see we've got HootPhish turned on, going out once a month. We've got AttackPhish turned on with 12 tags selected, and it goes out annually. We can choose that to be any different times. This is the automated side of the house. Great, Chuck. Seen it before. Next, I know. All right, I wanted to show you this. It's just to refresh your memory. This is the automation side, and refreshing on these tags and stuff as well. All right. Now, you say, well, how do we do the custom stuff? Carl clicked on something again. We got to address that. So you want to do custom fish? You go to CustomHoots. One of our power-ups here on the left-hand side, you click on CustomHoots. Now, you can assign this in a couple different ways. One, you can go in, just go into create one and assign it off, or you can go to our entire library. Real simple. Underneath training library, right here on the right, you see we've got our phishing libraries now here. It includes our AttackPhish campaign library, which has all of our AttackPhish, currently at 234. And you also have your HootPhish training library, which is currently at 131. And these libraries are constantly growing. I'm going to tell you how you can help us grow that in a little bit. But here's the different ones. HootPhish, as you know, that's our patent pending positive reinforcement phishing training. They get a link, no trickery. They click on it and say, hey, we're going to test you on these 7 indicators. Walk them through. Is this safe or suspicious? Boom, 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 boom. Good. That's HootPhish. That's available for assigning. You can pull from the library right here. You can simulate one if you want to. Hey, I'm going to simulate this one here, for example. You simulate this one here. It pops up. You can jump through, play around with it, do the test, etc. I'm not going to do the whole thing now, but I wanted to kind of show you that. Now, our AttackPhish campaign. Well, over here, you have all these different options over here as well. So you can go here and say, I want to send out a sample attack. Let's say, for example, that Amazon cart waiting. How many people are shopping Amazon right now? Kind of a special time of year right now, I think, right? I know I'm sure my wife's cart is filled to the brim, right? So cartway. So we can say here, say, I want to send this as a test to AttackPhish. Maybe you want to experience it yourself first before you assign it out. Or you want to make sure that delivery is working properly. Either way, that little airplane icon there, right? Paper airplane icon. Come here, put in your email address, Chuck at CyberHoot, for example, which one you want. By default, it'll pick the one that you've selected, but you can select from all the other ones that are available too. It'll tell you what it's actually sending. It'll say, don't forget these. Make sure you've whitelisted. Make sure you've done the right things. And maybe you're not the tech guy. You go, I'm not the tech guy, Chuck. What am I supposed to do? Right? I'm going to copy this down, send it to a link. No, just click here. Send instructions. Put your tech guy in. Techie at cyberhoot.com, right? Boom. Send those instructions. There's a land to your tech guy thing. You tell them to get that in place. Boom. Once you have that in place, hit your send to AttackPhish. Now that fish is going to go to your inbox. You look at it, you like it, you're thinking, this is pretty good. I'm happy with this, right? Let's go ahead now, let's assign it out. Now I'm going to assign that AttackPhish. And when I assign this AttackPhish, it's real simple. What tenant, what customer, what location, where's the tenant of this person? I'm going to say Acme Real Estate. This is our demo environment, by the way. Next, do I want to send the same email for all users? Now, if I'm sending out this Amazon cart waiting, that's the one I want, I'm going to send the same email to everybody. Now, I could say, just send out unique ones and then select from a bunch of tags if I want to do that. But I want to do the same one here. Next, the campaign settings. I'm going to give it a name. It's going to default to the name that we have. And then the groups. Now, we don't assign individual trainings. We do it by group, but it's not a big deal. All you have to do is create a group. You can create a group right here in a pop-up, put in the user's name, and go. Now, what I did this morning, I was playing around with this, and of course, I put in poor Carl, right? Because poor Carl has some troubles. He's my guy. I put him in there. So you could do, if you got users that have challenges or multiple users who have failed a phishing test recently, you could create a group for the recently failed phishing people and assign the phish training to them, and then just make sure users are put in that group. Or you can send individual people by just creating the group with their name, right? When do you want this to go out? I want this to go out today, 12/9. How fast does it send out, etc. Now, auto-assign trainings. If for some reason this AttackPhish you send out as a test, and someone clicks on, let's say Carl clicks on it again, I can auto-assign more training to him. All right, what's your reward for clicking on that? You get a little bit more training, Carl. Watch this video, dude. Go through the HootPhish of it so you understand what you actually messed up. We're going to help you here. We're going to coach you. We're going to walk you through it. All right. After that, report settings. Yeah, I'll send a report to myself. I like that. Maybe I'll send a report also to security at cyberhoot.com. Now I can send out to any admins in the platform or my actual, anyone I type in here. Now that I'm done, I come down here, security@cyberhoot.com, boom, 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 and I would hit save. Now I'm not gonna hit save now. I don't want to create another one in my demo environment. I've been playing with this morning and stuff. Let's try and create that. Let's put it in the environment. Once you're done, you're gonna come back out to your custom hoots, right? Now, this is a sign, this is ready to go. Now, let's see here. If you look here, let's go. I'm still under training hoots right now. So underneath training hoots, we do have, this is where we put our HootPhish stuff. So if you sign the HootPhish out, like I did one this morning, and you see I did one here for a random HootPhish. I just did a random one and sent it to the poor Carl group. This will go out to Carl. He'll work on that. He'll deal with that. It's active. I can trace. I'll get a report on it. We're good to go, right? So he's been trained. Also, our AttackPhish campaigns, and we moved the AttackPhish underneath a new tab here called AttackPhish campaigns. And we did that because the field's a little bit different. What happens is a little bit different. So we kind of wanted to separate it because it's more of the, we believe the AttackPhish is more of the test, and the hoots, the training hoots, are more training. So they're kind of different things, right? So here you can see I got this one sign up for an Amazon order confirmation that I sent out to the poor Carl group this morning, right, to do the assignments over to them. Right, so that's how you can create, like, based upon our training library. And you saw what we have there, and that library is constantly growing, right? Now, you might say, I just want to do one shot. So if you know exactly what you want to do, let's say, for example, that Carl fails the Amazon order confirmation. Well, I can go in here again and say, all right, I'm going to create a custom one now. Do I want to do a HootPhish training, our patent pendant, walk them through it, or do I want to do another AttackPhish campaign? Let's just say we're going to do a HootPhish this time because Carl's struggling. I want to help him out. I'm gonna go here on the Ask Me Real Estate, select next. Now, random template, I can say, hey, I can give him some general training, like, hey, just give him any random HootPhish template, doesn't matter. Or I can say, you know what, he's struggling with Amazon. It's that time of year. Let's give him an Amazon one. So I'm gonna go down to this Amazon one, and I'll do a missed delivery, see if it falls for that one. Or see if we can train him on what that looks like. Next, give it a name, Amazon missed delivery. Now, note here that this is optional. There's an option here. So if I check this, it makes it optional. It means your user will get their training, but they're not required to take it. And it won't count against them. But if they do take that optional training, it does help them with their cybersecurity Hoot score or their cyber score. It can help improve their scoring, right? Now, if you wanted to be part of, and we do report on those metrics underneath like CustomHoots compliance, and I'll show you that in just a few minutes. But if you want that training to be part of your overall cybersecurity company metrics, make it required, which is the default, and assign it out. Now here I can put a score, minimum score I want to put on this. Maybe I don't like what he's been doing. I'm gonna make him pass it with a 90, and then I'm gonna assign it to poor Carl again, and then give it a start date. And then here it says, how long you want this to last? Now, this just means how long it's active. Now, if I'm only assigning this to Carl one time, I can make this worth just for 1 month because he's the only one I'm going to use it on. It's going to start for him. It's going to be archived quickly, and it's going to go away. And this also says, like, when it's not archived, this is the amount of time that it actually stays active, how long it's part of your metrics. So this is required and part of your overall metrics. We don't want to put this out to a year. Hey, this is going to be part of our metrics for a year. That's our default, right? Or if you just say, no, that's just a one-time thing. I just want to get the training and get out. Set it for 1 month. The training will be done. In 1 month, it'll be automatically archived, become part of your archived metrics, right? And then you just have this window. How fast you want them to take this? So I might say, you know what? No, I want to get it done in the next 3 days, right? Boom. Next, let's go. Done that. You see what I've got here, who things are going to, what the settings are, and I can hit this save and keep going. Again, I'm not going to actually create it. I don't want to create another one in my dev environment or my demo environment. AttackPhish campaign, it works the same way. If you've noticed this, hopefully you've noticed this by now, Cyber tries to make things intuitive and simple. So we do things very repetitively and in the same way. So you see here, boom, for a AttackPhish campaign, a unique email per user, which means I can select the tags or do all tags. Or I can say, I want the same email to go out to everybody and then select an individual one. Hit next here, put a name on it. I'm going to do all this now. Assign the group, same kind of things. You want to force a training if they fail, if they click on something or what have you. Report settings, who's it go to? Let's go. I'm gonna click save on that, right? Boom. And as you know, I've created an AttackPhish. It's that simple. It's that fast. It's that easy, right? It doesn't get any better than that, I don't think. Now, you say, well, how do I see that trade? If I want to go to the actual tenant and I want to see the trade that's been assigned, how does it affect? So this Acme Real Estate was the ones I did some this morning. Here's the metrics on this Acme Real Estate customer. I've been kind of negligent and not doing my training underneath here for the demo purposes. But what I want to show you here is underneath CustomHoots. It says here, here's your customers. You notice we've got compliance, required, and we've got optional. That's where your compliance actually gets separated in required and optional. The required training for your CustomHoots, that makes up your overall compliance for the customer and your overall risk score. The optional one does not. We just give you a report of it here on how they're doing from optional training. You see here, we've got the random HootPhish I signed this morning, and we've got the Amazon order confirmations. You see how they kind of show up. You can dive into them from there and get more information, right? So this is super, super simple to use. It allows you to be very targeted, very precise. It puts the power in your hands, right? So let's stop sharing here for that. Let's go back to adding this to the stage. Now, so as simple as that, use our training library, assign one directly, however you want to do it. As simple as that. Now you are officially dangerous in the best way possible. But guess what? We're not stopping there. Let's take a sneak peek at how we're expanding this feature even further in the future. Right. Sorry about that. A couple of things got in the way there. All right. So now that you've seen how simple and easy it is to assign phishing training with precision, let's talk about what's coming next. This is actually like phase one of like 3 or 4 phases of this, right? So we're expanding this feature to put even power. Here we go, I'm back. Sorry, my headphone disconnected. All right. So we're expanding this feature to put even more power in your hands. Custom Phish, anyone? Yeah, you've been asking for it for a while. It's been on my whiteboard over there, right? In red. Custom Phish shot, make it happen. We're making it happen. You'll be able to create your own HootPhish and AttackPhish templates. You can tailor simulation to your specific needs, users, and threats. It's coming, and it's coming soon. We're developing it right now. I saw it the other day. Looking good, TJ. Good stuff. Next, you're gonna be able to submit your creations to the CustomHoots Global Library. Remember how I said you can you'll be able to help us expand our library? Now you can share your brilliance with the entire community and borrow from the others too. So now you can create your own. You'll be able to create your own and then submit to CustomHoots for approval into our global library. And take that library of 131 HootPhish, 234 AttackPhish, and just grow it out. Let this community feed into it, right? And get bigger. We'll all get better together. We're partners. Let's do this. And then lastly, we didn't stop there too. Then we're gonna give you the ability after that to tag and track your custom content. This makes it available for your automated training assignments as well. So you know when I showed you in the beginning, I showed you this is your training, turn on HootPhish, turn on AttackPhish. Well, you're gonna have tags, and those tags are gonna be associated with HootPhish and AttackPhish. You're already on AttackPhish now, we're adding HootPhish soon as part of this. And what you'll be able to do when you create custom content, you'll be able to include your custom tailored fish in the automation now. So not only can you create custom fish and assign it out manually, you can actually create custom fish, throw them into a custom tag, and then make them part of your overall automation in the platform. Done. It's like the best of both worlds. You want automation? You got it. You want customization? You got it. Easy and simple. In short, you'll be able to build, launch, and scale personalized fish training like you never could before. So coaching just got even more customizable. But stay tuned because it's all flying your way soon. So now let's pop the hood and check out what else our dev team's been up to this last week in CyberHoots Nerd Update. So since I was out recharging my feathers, traveling across the boot of Italy last week, let's rewind real quick and look at what dropped while I was away. Some powerful updates went live. Let's start with what landed last week, then we'll peek into what's flying out tonight. So first up, time itself. CyberHoots created time. No, I'm kidding. No, we fit some pesky time zone gremlins in compliance reports and email logs because nobody wants a fish timestamp tomorrow in the past. Autopilot got a mini makeover as well. We updated views, we polished the language, and we gave the CSV exports 2 shiny new columns like data added and data archived. Because hey, who doesn't love a spreadsheet with a little more glow up on it, right? And hey, you weekend warriors, rejoice. We squashed the bud where weekend only training shipped assignments that landed on the weekends. Ouch, I know. Lesson learned, don't mess with calendar logic before you've had your coffee. We also did some spring cleaning. Out went the old language translation code and even that dusty Internet Explorer friendly JavaScript. Because let's face it, if you're still using IE, well, that's your horror story, not ours. Sorry. CSV exports for exposed users are now possible because when credentials hit the dark web, we make it easier to report, react, and roll out the training carpet. And the big one we demoed today, you can now assign HootPhish and AttackPhish directly through CustomHoots. Yup, it's official. Precision fish training is no longer a dream, it's a drop-down menu. Lastly, we enhanced the DMARC alerts in the cybersecurity reports and gave CSV export reports, export errors, and autopilot a makeover. No more ugly error messages, only beautifully consistent breakdowns. Now, that was a big week. Those were some big upgrades, and we're just getting warmed up. Now on to tonight's release. So tonight's release, a small but mighty. Say a quick flyby of what's going out. First up, we've added a count badge to the My Assignments button. Now users can say, they can't say, oh, I didn't know I had more training to do. Spoiler, it's right there in the faint little number. And listen, I get it. We were signing this out. You got to that last page, and it just said My Assignments up there. I didn't even know. It just said My Assignments. And people missed this. We had people doing one training when they had like 5 assigned to them. Boom, now we tell you right there. Boom, you got more to do. Also, we fixed an issue when we were adding the manager, right? So we had some issues with adding the manager. Now even managers deserve that smooth onboarding, especially the ones brave enough to lead the flock, right? And finally, we added a learn more section to our DNS Twister report in the Power Platform. So nothing says, I'm ready for this threat intel, like having a helpful explainer on standby. So 3 small updates, 1 stronger platform, and a better experience for every user, even Carl. So that wraps up our updates for tonight. But now it's your turn. You got questions? You got fishy scenarios? Or just wondering how Carl still has a job? I've been wondering that too. Let's dive into the Q&A. All right, let's see here. All right, we're opening up the floor. As always, if you have questions, I'm going to put them out here. If you don't have questions, I have 3 or 4 I can answer that are just general questions. All right. So you've seen the precision tools, the live demo, even a few scary password tales. Now it's your turn. Whether you're wondering how to use targeted fish training without ruffling feathers or how this fits into your automation flow, drop your questions in the chat. And yes, Carl, you can still assign yourself a fish testing email if you're feeling lucky, but just don't click on it again. All right. Any questions and answers? Like I said, if there's none, no problem. I have 2 or 3 in stock here that are general questions that we've heard before. All right. We'll throw the first question up here. Can I assign a phishing simulation to just one user, even if automation is already running? Yes, the power of both worlds. You can throw that training out in automation, let it just run forever until you tell it to stop. And you can also go in and create your own. Now, like I said before, we don't do specific, like select this user to send training to because it's just too much in the interface and everything. So what we did instead, because most people don't do that, but if you did want to do that, you could. All you have to do is, if you don't already, just create a group with the same username, put that user in there and go. Right? Super, super simple. All right. Next. What happens if someone completes a CustomHoots assignment? Does it show up in their compliance reports? Yes. So compliance reports are a couple different ways. So if you assign a custom training, like CustomPhish or AttackPhish or HootPhish, or any of the trainings for that matter, you have the ability to select that as, if it's required, they're all required by default, or that little checkbox that says this is optional. So if you leave it as required, that training will be part of your overall cyber scoring for that tenant. And it'll also be included in like this is your compliance for required training. If you say no, this was just a little bit extra help, and give them a chance to improve their scores, you just set it as optional. It'll still show up underneath CustomHoots and show you the breakdown, but the optional, it'll show you your compliance there, but that doesn't go against your overall compliance scoring and everything. Right? So they are fully tracked, and they're including your user's training history and compliance metrics. It's all there. Right? Any other questions? All right, I'll throw one more out here then. Okay. Won't users feel singled out if I assign training directly to them? Okay. This comes down to framing. You got to frame it right. We recommend a coaching-first approach. For example, hey, this training isn't punishment. It's to support and sharpen your skills. CustomHoots is built for guidance, not gotchas. Plus, there's no public shaming. We leave the wall of shame in the 2010s where it belongs. Now, No one's gonna know if you send more training to this individual besides, except them, unless they tell people. So there's no like, oh, he got in trouble, he got more training. No, just frame it properly. Talk to them. Be on their side, right? It's all in the delivery. If I say, do this training, how do you feel about it? If I go, hey, listen, we want to help you improve your skills in here. I think this will really help you. I sign one over to you. Knock it out when you get a chance. Real different story, right? Feel a little bit better about that last piece. All right. So questions were good, right? These are the kind of questions we've heard a number of times on some of our custom stuff. So, but now it's story time. And trust me, this one's a real hoot. A little horrifying. Let's see what happens when credentials leak, attackers wait, and someone forgets. The dark web never forgets. All right. So it started, as these stories often do, with a single login. Just one employee, who's probably named Carl, who thought they were resetting, this user thought they were resetting their Microsoft password. The email, it looked legit. Their name was used. The company logo was perfectly replicated, and the timing, impeccable. The phish landed just after the company's quarterly reset your credentials reminder. What no one realized was that the attacker had done their homework. They scraped LinkedIn. They read company newsletters. They even knew the name of the IT director. So the email said, hey, John, per Kyle's request, please reset your Microsoft credentials before the end of the day. And yes, Kyle was, in fact, their IT director. So guess what happened? Click, type, enter. Within hours, the attacker was inside. But they didn't go for ransomware. They didn't even deface the website. They just sat there, quietly watching, forwarding emails, mapping out the org. And then when payroll came around 2 weeks later, oh no. Yes, boom goes the dynamite. They rerouted 85,000 in direct deposits. Gone just like that. All because someone trusted what looked real because it felt real. But here's the twist. The password they entered, it wasn't new. It had been floating around the dark web for 2 years, exposed in a breach the employee had long forgotten. The attacker didn't need to steal it. They already had it. They just needed a believable way to wake it back up. And that reset of the Microsoft password, that got it. That's the danger of modern phishing. It's not all sloppy grammar and shady links anymore. AI has been a big help. Sometimes it knows your name, it knows your role, and it knows your boss's name too. The attacker didn't break in, they logged in. With a little recon and a little psychology, and a very, very expensive email. Shame. So that's a wrap on our cautionary tale for today. But don't worry, you don't need to end up like them. So let's bring it home with a quick recap and a peek at what's coming next. So, my feathered friends, that's a wrap on this episode of Shoot the Hoot Raw. We explored targeted training. We saw how to assign phish simulations with laser precision. We even met a personalized phish that hit way too close to home. But here's the best part. We're just getting warmed up. CyberHoot is soaring, and we're constantly making the platform better with more functionality and features that give you the benefits that you need. Next week, we're diving into the HootPhish Challenge Power-Up. This is a gamified way to test your user skills, boost awareness, and turn click risks into clicks of confidence. We'll show you how the challenge works, how it scores users, and how it brings a little friendly competition into the fight against phishing. Until next week, laugh, learn, and hoot up. Hoot up!